Welcome everyone into this new video. Today we are gonna be talking about peeking. I'm gonna be explaining to you what it is, the different types and how to do it. For those who don't know, I am Leonard. I've been Academy Top 50 Radiant and I played on a professional tier 2 level. Let's begin with explaining what actually is peeking. Peeking is the act of moving your character to reveal or gather information about an enemy's position, typically used around corner, walls, or cover. The main goal of peeking is to spot enemies, set up shots or better actions without committing fully to a fight. I think some people undervalue peeking. It's probably as important as aiming because it helps you to set up your crosshair correctly without the necessity of always flicking. It maximizes your chances of landing the first shot and reducing the enemy's ability to react. Now that we know what is peeking and why it's important, let's talk about the different types of peeking. And let's begin with the normal peeking, which is a standard strafe peek where you move out of cover, revealing yourself and checking a specific position. It's how usually people peek when clearing, without trying to be too fast or too stealthy. Then we have the silent peek, which is used a ton by good or pro players. It's like a normal peek, but a little bit shorter, which allows you to not make noise while doing it, so the enemy will not hear you, making it silent. Doing this peek, however, is slower, since it's usually used when you don't want to be spotted, and when you're clearing an area where you expect the enemies to be in, or that you have not information about, so you clear it by shifting and silent peeking common spots, so you can be stealthy and not reveal your position to the enemies as well. Then we have wide peek, which is ideal when an enemy is holding a tight angle on you, or if you don't have much time, so you're kinda in a rush and you cannot lose time to clearing everything properly by, for example, silent peeking, or when you wanna bait for your teammate, which is gonna peek after you, so that you can take the crosshair of the enemy away from the corner to you, and then your team enemy can trade you easily. Then we have crouch peek. I am a big fan of crouch peeking. It's basically a peek at the end of which you're gonna be crouching, usually used in close range to mid-range fights, because in the long range distance you don't wanna be staying still, because that is just gonna make it much easier for the enemy to kill you. But in the mid and the close range it has its best, because it allows you to avoid your enemy to instantly headshot you, which give you more time to aim at him, and if used correctly can be really strong and save you lives, but you have to be careful with it and not to start insta spraying. And also if you miss your shot when crouching, when crouch peeking, then you might be an easy target for your enemy, or in case there are multiple enemies you're gonna be an easy target, so I do not suggest to do it when there are multiple enemies. Then we have jump peek, which is the most common form of gathering information without abilities. It's mainly used to check if there is anybody in the position you are jump peeking. It's perfect for long to medium range situations, as it's supposed to be done without your gun, so if you do it and the enemy is close to you, you might not have enough time to equip your gun and might end up dying. Also, let me do a quick tutorial for you on how to jump peek. Jump peek is actually really easy. It's made of 3 steps. First, you wanna place your crosshair a little bit away from the wall you're gonna be jump peeking. Then you wanna run forward. As soon as you're about to expose yourself to the enemy, so go out of the corner, you are gonna be jumping mid-air. So after you jumped mid-air, you're gonna press S and A in case you're picking the right corner, or S and D in case you're picking the left corner, and that is it. Then we have jiggle peeking, which is really similar to jump peeking, but it's better in close to medium range. It's mainly used to bait utility or shots. It consists of exposing just your shoulder for a really small period of time, after which you instantly go behind the cover you have. When doing this, you have to be careful not to expose yourself too much and be fast enough, because if you do it badly, enemies might be able to catch you and you might end up dying. It's really strong in a combo with the wide peek, because jiggle peeking is gonna put the enemy closer to the wall. That way, when you're gonna be wide peeking, he won't be able to react in time and he will need to do a big adjustment to your head, do a big flick, allowing you to just aim at him, stop and shoot. A bonus tip that I wanna give you guys is about angle advantages. Angle advantages are really important when peeking, and not being too close to the wall is really important. But one thing that you have to remember about is that further you are away from the corner, the slower you're gonna appear on the enemy screen. It's true that if you're closer, then he's gonna see you before, but you're gonna appear much faster. So does this mean that you always have to pick from close? No. But for example, if an operator is holding you, you might wanna try to sneak up close and wide pick him, because you're gonna appear on his screen much faster, making him probably miss. Now let's discuss about how to pick. Picking is a singular movement composed of several key elements: clearing angles, pre-aiming, never moving forward while picking. These three elements together are called slicing the pie, which is a technique in which you gradually expose yourself to an angle by moving in small increments and checking one section at a time. Now let's quickly explain every one of those elements separately. Clearing angles means that you have to be tracking the wall you're exposing yourself to. This does not mean that you always have to track and you have to track when picking. You just want to be clearing this way positions where you don't expect the enemy to be. For example, let's take B main on ascent. In this area, I do not expect the enemies to be, so I'm just gonna be tracking the wall. So I'm still ready in case there is an enemy actually standing there, but since this is an off angle, I'm not gonna just be pre-aiming it. I'm just gonna be clearing it normally, tracking it. I'm not gonna be pre-aiming it since there is no point in doing that. Now once you have done that, you're gonna stop before exposing yourself to the common position. In this case, the entrance of B main from the defense side is gonna be the common position you're gonna be picking. Then, once you have cleared all the area before that and you have stopped before exposing yourself, you're gonna pre-aim that position. So, pre-aiming. So when you're actually gonna be picking and going out of the corner, your crosshair is already gonna be on the enemy's head when you stop, and you will not need to adjust or to do anything else but shoot, allowing you to be really fast. For example, when you play versus really good players as Radiants or really high Immortal players, you see a lot of the times they kill people without them actually being able to react. It's because of this technique, which is pre-aiming and picking, and since they pre-aimed before picking, they did not had to do anything else but shoot. And lastly, never moving forward while picking. What you have to think about while picking is that you need to be placed perpendicularly to the enemy. You want to be forming a sort of T, letter T, when picking. So picking in a straight line. You don't want to be moving forward or backwards. Once you have done it, you can proceed with clearing the rest of B main. And once you cleared the B main, you're gonna proceed and pick every common spot the same way you just picked B main entrance. This is how you're supposed to pick in general on every map, almost every common position. Again, there are different situations in which cases maybe you just don't have time, so you have to run, or you wanna wide pick, or you wanna jiggle, but a normal pick is right there, right here. Also silent pick, really similar, but in case they already know about you or you don't care about not making noise, just the normal pick, this is how you do it. Now that we know each way of picking and how to do it, let's talk about how to train it. We are gonna divide this process into 3 steps. First step is practicing to stop before shooting. We wanna go into the range and practice our strafes and learn to stop at the end of each strafe and then and only then shoot, so your bullets can go precisely where your crosshair is. Activating the shooting error graph can help. Also, in the range, we can learn the distance for the silent pick, how long you move without making noise, so that you can replicate it in game. Second is custom maps. It might be boring, but it's the best way of isolating the pre-aiming and clearing angles part. Here, you have to learn how much to pre-aim for each corner and the best way of picking it. Also, practicing to jiggle peek and jump pick different positions can be really useful so that you don't end up doing it badly in game and dying from an operator. Third is deathmatch. Here we are gonna be combining both skills, practicing, stopping and picking under pressure on real enemies. Focus on clearing angles, pre-aiming and counter-strafing in real-time fights. Also, you might experiment with different pick styles as jiggle or wide to build muscle memory and help you understand when to do which. With this, we have covered everything you need to know about picking and how to do it. Hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to subscribe. If you have any questions, comment down below. I'll answer each one of them and I'll see you guys in the next guide. Bye.